Ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome back to our channel once again. And it is my hope and prayer that the video is going to find you guys in good health. Personally, I am fine. As you can see, Kisumu is fantastic. And maybe you could also let me know where you're watching the video from. The county or the country, in case you are out of the republic. And for this particular video, kindly let me know the specific county you are watching us from. Ladies and gentlemen, William Ruto made it very, very clear that he will never hand over power to anybody without any plan.
Hawa watu wengine hawana mpango, musipoteze na we cannot hand over to people hawana mpango. Ati mpango yao Ruto must go. Sasa Ruto must go itakusaidia na nini?
Why do you think William Ruto is confident that even if he's defeated, he will not hand over power to anybody? And how will he determine that this guy has a plan and this one does not have a plan? And Rigathi Gachagua, as usual, responded to William Ruto instantly and ruthlessly.
Nimesikia Kasongo amesema akiwa huko Western Kenya ati ya kwamba akishindwa hata hand over kwa watu ambaye hawana plan. Wacha nikuambie Kasongo, umefanya mzuri kukubali utashindwa. Hapo umepata, si ndio? Pahali umeangukia Kasongo, there is no provision of handing over in the Kenya Constitution. What there is assumption of office. Hatuhitaji wewe kwa rais mpya ambaye atachaguliwa na Wakenya kuchukua ofisi. Kasongo aende asiende? Aende asiende?
And I want you guys to get it from me that 2027 presidential elections in the Republic of Kenya is going to be hotly contested, and it's going to be the most expensive election in the Republic of Kenya. And I can predict that if not well managed, is likely to explode.
Hawa watu wanatuambia ati William Ruto must go. Tunataka tuambie hawa, mtupatie nafasi tuongee 2027 na mjipange. Wacha kuongea tu hapo kwa mtandao. Oh, Ruto must go. Oh, sijui Ruto anachoka amekufa kwa sanduku. Oh, sijui nini. Kwanza wewe mwenye ulichora William Ruto na mwenye ulisponsor kuchora William Ruto, utakufa mbele ya William Ruto na utakufa mbele yetu sisi wote. Wewe ndio utatangulia kwa hiyo kaburi. Yeah. Wewe utatangulia kwa kaburi.
In this video, I want us to look at two things. Why William Ruto is so confident that he will not hand over power to anybody without any plan.
The mood in the country.
Yeah. If
that IBC tries to mess with the election,
okay,
there will be no country here. 207 will look like a Christmas party. I can tell you. And I want to implore those commissioners to be Kenyans, to be patriotic, and not to attempt to force William Ruto on the people of Kenya. It will not work. The people of Kenya will not accept it. People want change, and they are ready for change. Indeed, they are impatient. The 2 years is too far away.
And number two, why it will be very difficult for William Ruto to ever attempt to stop any move to hand over power to the rightful winner if he will lose. Before you do that, for those who are watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two. Click the subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support. Because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. Ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to dive in. Assuming we go for an election today, and William Ruto is defeated, what do you think he can do? Do you think he can stop Kenyans from swearing in the person they believe has won? Because the statement by William Ruto, in my view, was a bit irresponsible. Maybe he wanted to say it in a different way. And considering the fact that in this country, Rigathi Gachagua has already alleged that there is a squad, a killer squad, whose intention is to manage the elections. Why do you think William Ruto is so confident that he will not hand over power? For me, William Ruto is just confident because of three things. The first thing is the fact that Raila Odinga is with him. In fact, the main reason why William Ruto reached out to Raila Odinga is the fact that he believed that with Raila Odinga, he was going to achieve two things. He was going to weaken the opposition. But Rigathi Gachagua has now stepped in. And he also believed that with Raila Odinga, nobody will be able to organize massive protest. And that's why the Gen Zs actually shocked the president. And the reason we are witnessing these abductions is because someone somewhere is out to instill fear in the Gen Zs. So that Raila Odinga factor is what is making William Ruto have that confidence that nobody will be able to organize demonstrations the way Raila Odinga has been organizing. Number two, William Ruto also has the deep state. And with the deep state, you can do a lot. For example, with the deep state, William Ruto can easily influence the appointments to IBC. Like, for example, the commissioners which were appointed the other day, the opposition are complaining that almost all of them are allies of either Ruto or Raila Odinga. And of course, remember, those are just commissioners. What about the people who will be managing the elections? The presiding officers and the rest. The police also form part of the deep state. Of course, the state resources, because he has all those, he believes that nothing can stop him. And I also believe that the main reason why Ruto is talking the way he's talking is because he's applying what is called scare tactics. He wants to scare the opposition. So that, for example, if he goes to Kambani and the Kamba nation believe that Kalonzo can be the president, then they'll say, okay, but huyu jamaa amesema, even if Kalonzo wins, he doesn't have a plan and therefore he cannot be handed over the presidency. The Kikuyu nation will also believe so. Ladies and gentlemen, the biggest elephant in the room is one. Will William Ruto hand over power if he's defeated? Or can he successfully manage to do a Kibaki kind of scenario where Raila Odinga defeated Kibaki, but Kibaki became the president for 5 years? For me, the situations are totally different. And William Ruto will find it very difficult to try to cling to the presidency. Why am I saying this? I'm saying this because, number one, the rage against William Ruto's government is way, way above. It's on another level. Let's take the case of 2002 election. Daniel Richard Moi had a power, and people around him really did not want him to hand over power. But Moi realized that the people were so powerful. I can tell you that even if William Ruto wanted to stay, if the people decide that he's not going to stay, he will not stay. Kibaki only survived because Raila Odinga had a human face. He said, let Kenya not burn. I doubt with the current political situation whether this is going to happen, because the young people who are educated don't have jobs. What do you expect them to do? They are lethal, they are dangerous. And because of the rage against William Ruto, and because that rage is on another level, any attempt to steal those elections will not happen. Any attempt to deny the winner the victory will be thwarted. So that's number two. And this is something which I've always explained, is the fact that William Ruto won in the last election because of the US government and the British government. As we speak today, and it's a fact, William Ruto has lost favor with the British government and the US government. Of course, for the US, the matter is even worse with the return of Donald Trump. Donald Trump doesn't have any time for African leaders, and therefore we will not have a lot of interest on William Ruto. So as we speak, Ruto is exposed. The international community which helped him are now against him. In fact, the biggest reason why William Ruto fears Matiang'i is because there's a strong feeling within his camp that Matiang'i is being pushed by the international community because William Ruto has failed. Ladies and gentlemen, the other reason why it's not going to be possible is because William Ruto believes that Raila factor is going to save him. If you are to ask those who supported Raila Odinga in the last election and ask them who they will vote for, of course, because of Raila Odinga's influence, most of them will vote for William Ruto. But the truth is that it's not divided. Very many of Raila Odinga supporters will not vote for William Ruto. You can give Ruto 60%, Raila 40%. 50-40%, you can't. Ruto cannot rely on that. And again, if you look at it critically, in Raila Odinga strongholds, we are likely to have voter apathy. And that voter apathy is going to affect Ruto. So if he's banking on Raila Odinga support base, he should think twice. Because one thing I know is that there is nothing which will persuade Raila Odinga supporters to wake up very early to go and vote for William Samoei Arap Ruto. Again, if they decide to go and vote, there's nothing which will persuade them to go and fight for William Ruto. And that's going to be very difficult for William Ruto. And number 4 is the game of numbers. You know, sometimes you might want to do some things, but you are outnumbered. I'm looking at Nairobi. How will William Ruto manage? Because he's banking on Raila Odinga support base, which is there, but they'll not be excited because Raila Odinga will not be in the picture. But the mountain, the people from the mountain, will be so much excited to go and stop William Ruto. So at the end of the day, Kenyans will go to the polls, Ruto might be defeated, and will have no option. And lastly, and I think this is the most lethal one, the young generation. Ruto is going to deal with a young generation which is now politically aware. They are educated. They know what they want. They are tech savvy. These are people, the other day I was reading somewhere that some of them are actually developing programs and apps which will help people monitor the results. They'll just ask people in polling stations to send the results as they are announced, and the results will be displayed somewhere to avert any form of rigging. So these agencies and their determination is going to be a problem for William Ruto. I don't know what you think, but for me, I think William Ruto made a mistake by making that declaration that he will not hand over power. He will have to hand over power if he will lose. If he will win, it's okay. But in case he will lose, he will hand over power to that person, even if that person does not have a plan. He doesn't have a marking scheme to determine the kind of plan for Kenya. Until next time, this is Makwiny. Bye-bye.